Yo, what up, Tron Squad? Eritron here, and today we have a lot to talk about. Stuff about the new upcoming Transformers versus G.I. Joe, my dream movie. They're finally going to make Transformers versus G.I. Joe. I've been waiting for this type of movie since 6th grade, middle school. Yeah, I just hope that it's going to meet up to expectations. So, also, Transformers 1 is going to be coming soon on September 20th, so excited for that. It's not going to be in that universe, but we have confirmation that Chris Hemsworth, who will be voicing Orion Pax in Transformers 1, will also be appearing in the Transformers vs. G.I. Joe movie. So that's going to be interesting. A lot of people are saying that he could play as Duke, or what I'm hoping for, if Transformers 1 is the experimental movie, much like Bumblebee being the soft reboot, maybe he could be used for a Cybertron backstory. Like, maybe this could be another opening chance to see a Cybertron scene in the Transformers vs. G.I. Joe movie, and we get to see some Orion Pax and D16 moments in the movie or something. Or he could just be our real American hero, Duke, which is pretty surprising, which, I mean, I could see that it could work, but I was a little bit hoping for John Cena, or, I mean, Channing Tatum was alright, but I think Chris Hemsworth would actually be a good role for Duke, so I'm really excited for that. So, the director of Transformers vs. G.I. Joe, for a second we thought it was going to be Stephen Caple Jr., Shortly after Rise of the Beast was released in theaters, there was talks about him directing the next Transformers movie, but apparently that doesn't seem to be the case, unfortunately. So there's going to be a totally different new director for it. I just really hope that it's not going to be like Return of the or like the sequel Star Wars, where they started changing up the directors for the different sequels, and then that's how we got all that monstrosity. But hopefully we get a director that knows what he or she is doing. But yeah, he's not directing the movie. Michael Bay, Lorenzo di Bonaventura, and Steven Spielberg will be back to produce the nenext Transformers movie, which they've always been there to produce the Transformers movies. They were there when when they produced Bumblebee, and Michael Bay was there when they produced Rise of the Beast. And same with Lorenzo di Bonaventura. I'm not sure if Spielberg actually came back to do Rise of the Beast. I'm not sure. I gotta look into it. He probably did. But yeah, people are saying, "Oh, Michael Bay is back to produce it. It's gonna be terrible. It's going to be a horror show. It's gonna flop bad." But no, I mean, when you look at a movie like Bumblebee with him being the producer, and Transformers Rise of the Beast, which, I mean, of course Transformers Rise of the Beast didn't do as good as Bumblebee, but the audience actually really loved that movie. As far as Transformers fans go. I mean, I actually thought it was a good movie. But I have good faith that if he's only just a producer and not directing Transformers vs. G.I. Joe, things could work out pretty okay. And now we already have a new writer for Transformers vs. G.I. Joe confirmed as Derek Connolly. He wrote Jurassic World Dominion, Kong Skull Island, which I've seen that movie when it was released in theaters, and that was a pretty good movie for the MonsterVerse. So with him being the writer, I think this movie is going to be in pretty good hands. Now, I mean, having a director for the movie, that's going to be a bit of a toss-up. But so far, I think we might have a good, decent stand-up writer for this movie. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as news for Transformers vs. G.I. Joe. I'm still excited for it. Very excited for Transformers 1 this year. But I'm just curious what's going to be happening for Transformers vs. G.I. Joe. But so far, things are looking pretty okay. And overall, as far as the brand of Transformers, I mean, for it being 40 years right now, and with Transformers 1 coming out and having their test screenings and a test screening at the Annecy Film Festival, it received a standing ovation. So Transformers is doing pretty good right now, and I'm really happy I'm really happy for that. And I'm very glad that my most favorite franchise of all time is just doing so well and it's made it this far. And let's do 40 more. All right, so stay tuned for more Transformers vs. G.I. Joe updates and other things Transformers related. Like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and peace until all are watching Transformers 1.